Good morning, it is Tuesday morning, and of course that means it's one of our favourites. It's called Make or Miss. Now last week, if you remember, Mr. Dales was shooting and Mr. Holness was in the goal, and Mr. Dales, I'm sorry, I think Mr. Holness wants to get his own back today. So, if you think Mr. Holness will be able to score against Mr. Dales, then you choose make. If you think he's going to miss, you choose miss. Right, he's been practicing, by the way. So you come around here. If you think Mr. Holness will score against Mr. Dales, if you think he is going to make it, he will score, you copy Mrs. Lodwig. If you think he's going to miss, you copy Mr. Mauer. Good luck.
Guess I never had a love like this. Hit me harder than I ever expected. We've been up all goddamn night, all night, all night. Keep it going till we see the sunlight. And the color of the sky looking nice and nice. You know, you know, you know. Baby, I can see us in the real life.
Okay, let's find out, shall we? So, Mr. Holness is shooting. Mr. Dales is in goal. Did you decide he would make it or miss? Let's find out. Oh, it's a goal! Mr. Holness is happy, he's got his own back. Mr. Dales is on the floor. All right, moving on round. We've got another one here. This one is, there we go. This one has got a double hula hut. So if you have seen any of our hula huts in the past, it's 6 hula hoops make a hula hut. We've got 12. It's called a double decker. And Mr. Mauer is going to try and throw to knock down both hula huts. Do you think that he can do it? That is the question. All right, have a think. Could he knock it down? Could he knock them both down? Not just one, both. Okay, so on the stage we have Mr. Holness and Mrs. Lodwig. If you think Mr. Mauer will knock both hula huts down, you're going to copy Mr. Holness. If you think he will miss, you're going to copy Mrs. Lodwig. Good luck.
Oh, you know you got me losing all my cool, 'cause I'm burning up for you. In control of what I do, and I love the way you move. We get the heat and the thrill, 'cause you're more than any pill. Never running out of juice when it's only me and you. You got me losing all my cool. I guess we're ready for the summer.
All right, what did you decide? Let's find out. So, come round here. Mr. Mauer has to knock down the double-decker hula hut. Did you choose he would get it down, or did you choose he would miss? Let's find out. Ooh, well done, Mr. Mauer. It looked like it was going to go all the way through then. It went through and then hit the back. And it's down. Well done if you decided he would get it in. He would knock it down. Let's move on. Now this one's a tricky one. This one is pretty tricky. And I know that Mrs. Lodwig has not had any practice at this. Right, what she has to do is hit the rebounder so that it bounces into the basket. So she's got to stand behind the basket. Mr. Mauer has given her the rules. She's got to hit the rebounder, it bounces back and into the basket. Will she do it? That's a tough one. Make your decision now. That is actually very difficult. All right, so on the stage we have Mr. Dales and Mr. Holness. If you think that she will be able to bounce that ball off the rebounder into the basket, copy Mr. Dales. If you think she's going to miss, copy Mr. Holness.
I like us better when we're intertwined. The way you touch me got me losing my senses. Put your love with your lips on mine, all night, all night. You got me working up an appetite, tight. And the color of the sky looking nice and nice. You know, you know, you know. Baby, I can see us in the real life. You know, you know, you got.
Okay, what did you think? Because this one's tricky. She's been practicing while they were exercising, and it's actually a very hard thing to do. Right, let's find out. Mrs. Lobby, are you feeling confident? No. Not at all. Right, let's have a look. Go for it. Bounce. Oh, that was so close. That was a tough one, and that was so close. If you decided you would miss that, you were correct. Right, moving on to our next activity. Right, it's quite far away, but you can see it because it's massive. Right, with this one, Mr. Holness is going to try and knock down all the bricks. So we're going to go for all the bricks.
No, the blue one.
Oh, the blue one.
The blue one? Yeah, you're going to knock all of them. The blue one's going to touch the floor.
Right, they've all got to go down, but the blue one has to touch the floor. All right, do you think he can do it? Can he throw and knock them all down? Make your decision now while I whiz you round to Mr. Dales and Mr. Mauer. So if you think Mr. Holness will get this, he will knock them down. The blue one will hit the floor. You copy Mr. Mauer. If you think he's going to miss, copy Mr. Dales.
Got me losing all my cool, 'cause I'm burning up for you. In control of what I do, and I love the way you move. We get the heat and the thrill, gives you more than any pill. Never running out of juice, when it's only me and you. You got me losing all my cool. I guess you're ready for the song. You got me losing all my.
Okay, what did you decide? Will he get it over or not? It is actually quite tricky, we've decided. Right, Mr. Holness, will you get it down?
Not too sure.
Not too sure. Right, let's have a look then. Go for it. Well, I wasn't expecting that. He missed all of them. All and even with kicking, he missed them as well. If you decided he was going to miss, you were bang spot on. Well done. Right, staying over here, you can see that we've actually got a hockey stick for this one. A hockey stick, and we've got a pretend defender. So what he has to do is he has to try and hit the ball into the goal, but there's a cone in the way. Now, guys, if you're at home and you want to practice any kind of shooting, football or hockey or anything like that, or even if you wanted to use a tennis racket to hit with and try and get it into a goal, if you don't have anyone at home to be your defenders or someone to stop you, then use a cone. Use something in the way, right? It's a good idea. So, it's tricky. Do you think he'll do it or not? How are you feeling, Mr. Dales?
Confident is my Canadian passport.
Oh, Mr. Dales, because he reckons his Canadian passport might help him here, because they play a lot of ice hockey, he reckons he's going to get it in easily. Right, if you think he will get it in, copy Mrs. Lodwig. If you think he will miss, copy Mr. Mauer.
Gives you more than any pill. Never running out of juice, when it's only me and you. You got me losing all my cool. I guess you're ready for the song. You got me losing all my cool. I guess you're ready for the song.
Okay, I can tell you he hasn't had any practice at this, although he considers himself a bit of a hockey player. No. No? Oh, I was thinking you might do. He really is relying on that passport. Okay. We've decided, is he allowed to touch? Did we decide? No touch. No touch. He's got to go straight for the corners. Avoid that cone. Right. Mr. Dales, go for it.
Oh, no, I'm not, that wasn't my touch. That's just put it in now.
You don't get a touch. Is he going? No. Oh dear, that wasn't very good, was it? Right, he has missed. If you decided he would miss, you were absolutely right. Okay, moving on to this one. It's sticking with hockey. Sticking with hockey. Oh, let's see. Mr. Mao, I think you're going to have to move in a bit. Bit more, bit more, bit more. I don't know why he's moving 2 or 3. He can only have 1. Right, he is going to try and hit is this called a hockey puck? Right, so no, it's not a ball, it's a puck. He's going to try and hit this puck and knock over the tower of buckets. Do you think he'll be able to do it? Right, make your decision now. That's going to be quite hard, actually. It's going to have quite a bit of power in that one, I think. Bit of power needed. All right, let's lift you up. If you think that he will get it in, copy Mr. Holness. If you think he's going to miss, copy Mrs. Lodwig.
I'll show you heaven, there's nothing better. I'll give it to you all night. You know, got me losing on my cool. Yeah, you like the way I move. In control of what I do. Yeah, my love makes you brand new. Got me losing on my cool, 'cause I'm burning up on you. In control of what I do. And I love the way you move.
Okay, right. Tricky. Oh, he's been watching the Mighty Ducks, so he reckons that's going to help him. Very tricky though. He's going to need a little bit of power, but as we know, power and accuracy don't always go together. Right, Mr. Mauer, let's see. Oh, he's done it! Nicely done! Well done, Mr. Mauer. Nice flick there. Nice flick of the puck. Right, we're moving on now back to our football. Oh, and we've stuck with Mr. Holness and Mr. Dales. So, Mr. Dales is staying in goal, and I'm thinking that he probably is feeling quite like he'd like to save that one. Right, will Mr. Holness get it in or will he miss? That's the question. Let's bring you around here. Right, oop, bit wonky there. Okay, if you think that he will get it in, he will score a goal against Mr. Dales, you're going to copy Mr. Mauer. If you think that he will miss and Mr. Dales will save it, you're going to copy Mrs. Lodwig. Good luck.
Never running out of juice when it's only me and you. When it's only me and you. I guess we're ready for the summer. You got me losing on my cool. I guess we're ready for the summer. You got me losing on my cool.
Okay, so moving round then. He scored against Mr. Dales last time. He looks pretty agile, pretty confident this time. All right, people. Will he get it in or will he miss? Let's see. Oh! He didn't stay on the line. He didn't stay on the line. And Mr. Dales managed to save it. Ooh, what did you think at home? Did you think he's going to get it in again? Well, let's see. We've got, oh, actually, I think that's all we've got time for. Ah, that is all we have time for. Time has gone so fast today. Right, nice one to finish on. Right, well done, everyone. If you got it right and your heart's pumping and you're feeling really fit and ready for the day, then brilliant. Good luck with your home learning, and we shall see you back here tomorrow for Yoga Freeze. Bye-bye.